Hey guys, it's good to be back. It's been a while here, of course. I think it's been about 6 months or so since I've made a video for you. And I finally wanted to come back, talk about some movies, because it's been a while. So I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. Didn't really want to write anything down for this one. So I'm just going to talk about the movies that I've seen throughout the year that I see on this 2019 in film list that's on Wikipedia here. So I'll just go through this with you guys and point out a few of the ones that I've seen. I haven't seen many films this year, in all honesty. I've seen maybe 10, if I recall. So I'll try to find all the ones that I've seen on here. I'm hoping that they have them all, because I've seen quite a few good ones. And yeah, I'll tell you which ones I really like. So the first one that I see, of course, on here is Avengers Endgame. I don't think I've talked about this one. If I have, then please forgive me for repeating myself. I think I did a short little review on Infinity War a year back or so. And when I say short, I probably mean I rambled on for an hour or two about Infinity War and how much I love Disney and Marvel movies. Avengers Endgame, though, as much as I loved Infinity War, this one got to me. This one wore its heart on its sleeve and really ended this franchise in a brilliant, wonderful way, in my opinion. I mean, I have my problems with the movie. A lot of people point out the fact that the last battle sort of lacks consequence. You already know that the heroes are going to win, and you already know that there's going to be a sacrificial play. It's just the question is, who's it going to be? And as the movie goes along, it becomes more obvious, obviously, especially at the point where Doctor Strange does the finger sign to the finger sign. Yeah, he gives him the finger. He gives the sign to Tony, has that look in his eye, and you just know it's like, okay, it's obviously going to be Tony at this point. But the film kept surprising me along the way. Like, it's probably the most I've ever literally cried my eyes out in a comic book movie, which really shocked me because I knew at least something in the movie was going to get to me just because it had this finality about it. You know, like this is the end. A lot of these guys won't be coming back for future movies. Probably, like I reckon both Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans aren't coming back for future installments. If they do, that'll be fine, I guess. But it sort of makes this ending a lot less impactful, in my opinion, if they do come back. I mean, I heard rumors that apparently Robert Downey Jr. is going to make a cameo appearance in this Black Widow prequel movie. I don't really know how the hell that would make sense because it wasn't implied that they knew each other, was it? Like, I don't know what the hell they're doing. We'll find out. Really, though, I don't really care anymore about these comic book movies. I mean, because, you know, it's basically done for me from here. I mean, I know they're going to do some good stuff with it. The more they go along, obviously, they're going to build up to another Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame style event film. And that'll be a lot of fun. I'll probably be around for that, but for now, I see just it's on. I don't know. It's just on back burner for me right now. And Endgame is such a satisfying finale to this whole franchise, especially with those credits where all the main actors, the main Avengers, they sign their names, and you just get this sense like, okay, we're done here. Like this is going to be it for a while. You guys are gonna take like 5 years off after this, right? No, literally, what was it? A month or two later, Spider-Man's coming out. It's like, oh, not interested. And I loved Homecoming too, so that genuinely shocked me when I had that reaction to Spider-Man coming out because it used to be my favorite comic book character. Like, especially with the Raimi trilogy, I went to see all three of those movies in theaters. I didn't see Homecoming in theaters, and I certainly didn't see Far From Home in theaters, just because It was too predictable. As soon as I saw the trailers, I'm just like, okay, Mysterio's obviously the bad guy here. I would have been actually more shocked if they didn't make him the bad guy in the movie, which was kind of what I was hoping they'd do. But hearing that he is the bad guy, I'm just like, okay, whatever. But yeah, Endgame, it just it rang me dry with emotions. Like, I mean, like I said, I cried at least a handful of times in the film. I'm a baby with when it comes to certain films. Like, I'm an easy sell. I'm an easy guy to get when it comes to these emotional gut punches. And Endgame may be the one that got me the most, probably because of all the time, I've invested in watching these movies from 2008 onwards. It's just been, I've at least seen a Marvel movie every year since 2008, between Iron Man, Captain America, the Thor movies, Hulk. I mean, I've seen them all basically. I mean, I've only not seen, there's so many of them, I can't even remember if I'm missing any. Like, there's just too many now. But Avengers Endgame, as much as I loved it, I think I'd just give it like a 9 out of 10. Because again, I did have my problems with it. It is quite long. It's like, I think it's 3 hours if I recall. Which is justified because it goes by. Like, it doesn't ever get boring, surprisingly. Like, I thought maybe around the middle section with all the time travel stuff, I wasn't a big fan of that, but I was a fan of how they handled it, because it led to some real wonderful moments, like Thor reuniting with his mother. That was great because she never had anything to do in the other movies. I'm hard pressed to even remember if she had a line in those other two Thor movies. I think she did, but it was more just the generic comforting mother lines. Whereas in this, like, she actually has some sass to her, which I like. She's calling Thor like a blatant failure at one point, but in a good way, like, where she's like, you're a failure, but so is everybody, nobody's going to be perfect. And I thought that whole storyline with Thor was really great, and surprisingly really got to me, because at first when they play off his weight gain as a joke, I'm just like, oh no, they're not going down this route, are they? But they immediately, especially with Chris Hemsworth and his amazing performance in this, like, arguably the best performance in the film, aside from maybe Robert Downey Jr. again as his in his final performance, hopefully, as Tony Stark. But yeah, Chris Hemsworth's Thor, I mean, I just love him, and going forward, I can't wait to see this next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That'll probably be the one that brings me back to seeing these Marvel movies, because I do want to see a Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy movie where he's just, or as Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it'll be called, or whatever. But yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll probably be there for that one for sure. Anyhow, moving on, enough about Avengers, Endgame, and Marvel in general. Scorsese's probably shaking his head at me right now. The next one, speaking of Scorsese, because he was sort of involved with this film, I think he's a producer on it or something, or he tried to direct it at one point, but this is Joker. This is Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. When I walked out of this film, because it's one of those films that I absolutely wanted to love, because as soon as I saw the trailer, I had goosebumps. I'm like, this is going to be the best film ever. I hyped it up way too much for myself, to the point where, I walked out of the theater. I was satisfied with it. Right off the bat, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So it's up there with some of the best comic films I've ever seen. And spoilers for this film too, because I don't want to spoil this for people that haven't seen it. So I'll talk about some spoilery things, so maybe just flip ahead at some point in the video. I'll probably only talk about it for like 5 minutes or so here at most. Probably a little less than that. And I'll make a list of all the movies I talk about too. I'll try to time code everything in the description at the bottom, because I know it's annoying with how much I blabber on about certain things and whatnot. Joker, though, solid 8 out of 10. Again, I'm happy that it's becoming a success, a huge hit for Warner Brothers. I think this is going to show them that not everything in the comic book movie realm has to be interconnected. You know, it doesn't make sense to me why every fucking movie has to be connected to one another, you know? Like, sometimes I just like to see a nice trilogy of movies that stand alone, that I don't have to see like 10 other movies in order to understand this specific plot point. Like, that's another complaint I have about Avengers Endgame, for instance, is the fact that you kind of have to, by virtue of what type of film it is, you have to be familiar with at least half of those movies. You have to have seen, definitely you have to have seen Infinity War. And there are references to other Avengers movies, for instance, like Age of Ultron. It even has the line that Tony Stark says, that up there, that's the end game, I think is the line, and that's of course the title of this last Avengers movie. But yeah, Joker, what I loved about it right off the bat, as soon as I saw the trailer, gave me goosebumps. I think that may have been the last video I made, I'm not sure. My trailer reaction to it, because I loved it. I love the fact that it does stand alone. There's no connected bullshit where you have to watch these other films in order to get it. You get it off the bat, and you also get a brilliant performance by Joaquin Phoenix. Part of me wants to say this is my favorite performance by him, but I think he's far better in The Master, which is just a phenomenal film. Like, it's one of those films that the first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I like this film. Second time I watched it, I'm like, okay, wow, what the fuck was I thinking? I love this movie, and that director, Paul Thomas Anderson, he's so good, and Philip Seymour Hoffman, that scene with them where, like, he's like, don't blink, like, and it's like this he's supposed to go like 5 minutes and answer these questions without blinking, and it's just like, at one point he does start blinking, but he gets to where he wants. I'm going on a tangent here. Back to Joker, because I love The Master as well. Do I think, say hi, cat. Hey, beautiful girl. Do I think Joaquin Phoenix is going to win the Oscar for this movie? I don't know. I have my thoughts on the Oscars. I'll probably talk about it later on, or shit, I'll talk about it now since we're right up front with it. Do I think he's going to win an Oscar? I'm not sure. I think he'll be nominated. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, but there's another one that I've seen recently, and screw it, I'm not even going to spoil Joker. I'm just going to dive right into it. Another movie I've seen this year, and my pick for Best Actor is Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. I saw this movie, so shocked that I was able to see this movie. I didn't think it'd be playing in any theater near me here, but thankfully the one closest to me down there, it was playing it, which really surprised me, because I thought it was gonna just be packed with other shows for shit like Terminator and all this other junk out now. But yeah, The Lighthouse, wow, what a movie, seriously. This is a masterpiece through and through. This is a 10 out of 10 for me, Audrey. 10 out of 10 for The Lighthouse. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson in this film. I mean, at first, like, it seems like, no, because everybody's praising both of these guys in this film. But at first, I won't lie, I was going like, Willem Dafoe is so damn good in this movie that I don't know why the hell people are even bothering to praise Robert Pattinson. But it comes to a point in the movie, because he's got the toughest role, in my opinion, Robert Pattinson. He's supposed to be quiet and subdued at first, like not supposed to be likable, I guess, in a certain sense. And he's doing all like the heavy lifting, like he's painting the side of the lighthouse, going out, pulling up the cage for the lobster box or whatever. And it's such a great performance from him. Robert Pattinson, like, he has this progression throughout the movie where he just gets crazier and crazier. Whereas Willem Dafoe, is basically the same throughout the course of the movie. Like, he's nuts in this movie. And he's my pick to win Best Actor by a wide margin. I've heard some people argue that he should be in the Best Supporting Actor category, which I just feel is ridiculous because they're both leading men material in this film. There's not one person that stands above the other. I mean, obviously Pattinson is the focal point of the movie. He is our protagonist because we know more about it, or at least it seems that way. You know, the film's very mysterious and has a lot of creepy themes to it. Audrey, what are you doing? Get off there, girl. I knew you would jump up there. That's why I'm gonna hold on to you, cat. Ah! Hold this cat right up here like a little baby. Rockabye baby, right, girl? You wanna chug back some moonshine and dance with me, kitty? No? Okay. Well, stick around over here. The Lighthouse, literally one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life, actually. Like, I absolutely love this film. And I knew this was another instance like The Joker where I watched the trailer and I just said, I have to see this movie. By any means necessary, I'm going to see this as soon as possible in theaters. Any way I can, I'm going to see this movie. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to go to that screening of it. And I'm so fucking happy I did. I mean, this movie, it's weird. It's weird. I do not recommend this to, like, say for instance, I wouldn't recommend this to my mom, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to see this movie with my mom. It's got some real sexual stuff in it that's real. I didn't get any sexual undertones from the trailer that I watched, which is why I was sort of shocked to see that the movie had like a R rating with the sexual content and nudity. I was expecting nudity in it because I just kind of had a feeling we'd probably see one, if not both of these guys like fucking bare-assed at one point or something. But yeah, there's some really fucked up stuff to it. I don't want to spoil it either, just like the Joker, because I know it just came out and stuff. But God, there's definitely proceed with caution when it comes to The Lighthouse, because it's a great movie. It's like a blend of different genres, yet I don't even know how to categorize the film. I think the one that I settled on was psychological horror film, but even that, it's not quite that. Like, I mean, it's got some like sexual fucking thing to it. It's like a black comedy, literally black and white it's filmed in. Definitely a psychological, fucked up, mind-bending movie that'll leave you just baffled by the end. I had no idea what the hell to make of it by the end. I'm just like, what's this? What's that? What's going on? It's very ambiguous, which I love. I love mysterious films that leave you pondering and questioning every scene by the end. I think it's just a masterpiece. And I hope we get more films like this, and I hope this film wins big at all these award shows, because like there's not any other movie. I mean, people are praising The Irishman to high heavens, and I want to see that. I actually want to see that in theaters, even though it is apparently going to be 3.5 hours long, or 4 even, which I just find is absurd. But you know what? It's Joe Pesci back, you know, after decades of being in retirement. He's back. Al Pacino, De Niro, Scorsese. I mean, all 4 of these guys and the whole supporting cast. I love everybody involved with it. And I can't wait to see The Irishman, despite the fact that it's going to be free on Netflix. Like, I kind of hate how they're doing this theatrical release, because it's limited. Yes, yet I guess it's expanding. Like, I I don't know. I just want to see it as soon as possible before I get it spoiled for me. You know, I hate it when movies like that get spoiled for me. I already noticed that Ralph the Movie Maker had a review up for it, so he got the chance to see it. I had to cut the video off like halfway through before he started going into spoilers on it, so happy I did that. Audrey, you are relentless. I don't know why you like getting up here so much. Are there cat treats up here that I'm not aware of? Literally, I got this like thing I have, this like filing cabinet looking thing the camera set on right now. And look at that. Look at that. Wow. You are relentless, girl, you know that? You are relentless. You are relentless. Get down from there. Come on. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Yeah, so I love The Lighthouse. I don't know what more I can say about it. Again, I think I'd kind of be pissed off if Willem Dafoe didn't win for The Lighthouse, as much as I loved Joaquin's performance in Joker. I really think Willem Dafoe just deserves to win Best Actor finally, because he's a phenomenal actor, and I know that Joaquin will win it at some point in his career as well. You know, like sort of I'm being cynical when I say that I want Willem Dafoe to win, because like he's up there in age, you know, and nobody lives forever, right? I mean, and you never know when someone's going to go, you could also say as well. I mean, Heath Ledger, look at him. I mean, I couldn't believe it when it was announced that he was dead. But yeah, basically for the Best Actor award, like it's coming down, for me at least, between Joaquin Phoenix and Willem Dafoe. I think Dafoe and Pattinson should both get nominated in the same Best Actor category. I think they're both on par with one another. Willem Dafoe is a cut above, though, just between that voice and how expressive his face is and how committed he is to the role. There's one point in the film with Willem where he's getting dirt like piled on his face, and he has to deliver this monologue, and you can tell like it's getting difficult to deliver this monologue, because he's like getting dirt in the mouth, and he's got to do this accent and keep up this voice, this Captain Ahab style performance he's doing, and it was just so fascinating. I remember the first scene where they sit down together and they're having dinner together. Like they always seem to have the same thing on their plates, like the mashed potatoes with some sort of meat. I'm not sure what the hell it is. But from the first scene, every scene where they're sitting together at that dinner table, like talking to one another, it had me smiling from ear to ear. Like, just because I loved Dafoe's performance. Like, there's something so magnetic about it, and I couldn't resist just, oh man, I could praise him all day. Like, he's so good in this film. You have to see how good he is in this film if you haven't already. Go out now and see The Lighthouse. Cut this damn video off. Don't listen to me talk anymore. Go see The Lighthouse. I guarantee you're gonna love it. If you love great actors and you love seeing wonderful, masterful performances, Willem Dafoe is like, this performance, I tell you, it's one of my favorite performances from an actor of all time. Like, it's one of the best I've ever seen from any actor in my life. He blew me away with how good he was. Like, I can't stop smiling now. The more I think about it, the more happy I get. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this right after talking about the Joker is because if Joaquin Phoenix doesn't want to be the Joker in these Robert Pattinson Batman movies, bring on Willem Dafoe then. If the guy doesn't want to be the Joker anymore and he just wants to do the one movie, fuck him. Bring on Willem Dafoe. Let him be the Joker. Because everybody knows he would make a brilliant Joker. I don't think there's a single person in Hollywood that would speak anything against that. Willem Dafoe should be the Joker. Like, the thing that pissed me off about the Aquaman movie is that they cast him in this like mentor role where he like basically almost has like nothing to do, but he's just like reacting to things, and he has to train this bad actor, young Aquaman, how to spin his baton or whatever around. And or trident. Why did I say baton? But yeah, like and with these movies standing alone going forward, I think the Batman movie is going to be a part of its own like trilogy, so it's not going to be connected to the bullshit like Suicide Squad and all this other crap. Thankfully, I mean, I want it to go on its own path. You know, get Willem Dafoe as the Joker. Forget about Joaquin if he doesn't want to be the Joker anymore, because I kind of do want to see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker interact with Robert Pattinson's Batman, because we've already seen the origin in the Joker movie, so you know, why not keep going with it? But again, as I've said countless times now, I can't even keep track anymore, I keep repeating myself, Willem Dafoe as the Joker. All the way. All the way. We've seen it like ever since he was the Green Goblin. It's just like, why is this guy not the Joker yet? Why is he not the Joker? You know, why wasn't he the Joker, you know, in the 89 Batman film? He would have been great there. Of course, Jack Nicholson's awesome as the Joker, but Willem Dafoe has always been my guy for being the Joker, and I really hope they could consider him at some point in time. Anyhow, moving on now. I'm just looking down this list here. What have I seen? Oh, Detective Pikachu, Pokemon. Oh yeah, and I give the Lighthouse a resounding, rousing 10 out of 10 or whatever. 10 out of 10 for the Lighthouse. Again, Detective Pikachu. Good movie. That's about all I can say about it. I don't really understand how anybody could outright hate this film. I mean, it's just so sweet and charming every time Pikachu's on screen with that guy. I forget his name, but I do like the actor though, Justice Smith or something like that his name is, I think. No relation to Will Smith, of course, but he's good in the movie. At first I was worried about him because he sort of seems like an asshole at first in the movie. I'm like, oh, I don't relate to this guy at all. But it's revealed that you know, he lost his father somehow, and I can relate to that. You know, like I never grew up knowing my dad, so this film it had an impact on me. Like I really liked the film. Yeah, Detective Pikachu. I was shocked with how good it was. It actually genuinely got to me at the end of the film. I'm even starting to get teary-eyed now just when I think about it. Yeah, but shit, I gotta hold myself back. Yeah, Detective Pikachu. I mean, I was really shocked, even just saying that name. Like, it kind of makes me laugh. It's like, I'm getting emotional about Detective Pikachu. Are you serious? But there's a twist that they do at the end that I was shocked I didn't see coming. But I didn't think they were going to do it. And they did it. And I was like, okay, that's like a really brave choice. Like, that's really compelling stuff. Like, part of it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, like, how do you not recognize that, you know, that's that? Like, I don't want to spoil what it is, but yeah, part of it was like, huh, what? But still, this is a charming movie. I'm stuck between Audrey. You're my Pikachu girl. I'm stuck between like a oh shit. Sorry about that, guys. Holy shit. Scared the hell out of me, girl. See, that's why you gotta stop jumping up here like that, my cat. Alright. Detective Pikachu, what? You can get up here now. I'm giving you up here. I'm holding you like this forever now, girl. There's no escape. No escape. No escape. Mwah. Mwah. Love you, girl. Yeah, there's no escape now. No escape. Yeah, you screwed up. You fucked up, girl. Yeah, now you gotta stay. Yeah, don't you do that cute blink eye at me, huh? Little kitty. Alright, I give Detective Pikachu, I don't even know what I give it really, like, just because that ending got to me. And quite a bit of the stuff kind of annoyed me with the movie as well. Like, some of the performances just were weird. Like, that girl, the reporter, or whatever the hell her name is, she was kind of, like, weird. But, again, I liked her performance. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's weird. Like, it feels very different, I guess. It feels like she walked right off the cartoon show, the Pokemon series with Ash and stuff like that. And I guess that's another problem with the I guess that's another problem with the film that I had, is the fact that it doesn't have any of the mainline characters that we've come to know and love from the TV show. It's like this new guy, and it's about Detective Pikachu, and I was like, I always was under the assumption that Pikachu was a girl, like Audrey over here. But apparently Pikachu's a guy in this. Well, Pikachu could be any gender, really. I mean, there's no real point in arguing what gender Pikachu is, for fuck's sakes. I mean, it could be any gender. You don't know. It's a, what is it, mouse or rabbit? What the hell is Pikachu again? I forget. Yeah, you little Thundercat. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for Pikachu. I mean, I like the movie a lot, and I think I lean more towards a 7 out of 10 just because of how it got me at the end with that twist. But I think a 6 out of 10 probably would be a safe bet for me. It's not my favorite of these video game adaptations, but it's definitely up there for me. I thought it was real damn good. Real damn good. Alright, oh wow, this 2019 list of films just literally... Okay, what's it telling me to do now? List of American films? Why can't you just show me every fucking movie, Wikipedia? Why do you gotta make it so complicated? Alright, I guess I'll do American films. Whatever. Yeah, so I talked about The Joker. I like that a lot. I gave it an 8 out of 10. What else have we seen? Oh, I forgot about this one. Wait, that is... Okay, that is it. I was just making sure. I forgot that this fucking piece of garbage came out this year. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, Glass. So far, I think Glass is, by a fucking wide margin, the worst movie I've seen of 2019. Now, that's not to discredit the filmmaking behind it. I think the cinematography at certain points, it looks great. The performances are pretty good as well, especially Samuel Jackson, especially James McAvoy. And I like Bruce Willis a lot in the film too. I just wish he had more to do, because I love Unbreakable. It's actually my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie, and it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, with one of the best scores and soundtracks I've ever heard for a movie, period. Like, it's a phenomenal movie, and it's a brilliant breakdown of the comic book genre. If you haven't seen it, go watch it now, especially if you're a fan of comic book films. It's literally a film about, like, comic books and their relation to real world everything. I mean, it's just brilliant, and Samuel Jackson's amazing in it. And again, everybody's great in this. I mean, I didn't like Sarah Paulson in this film. She plays like this psychiatric whatever bimbo. I hated her in this fucking movie. Like, as soon as I saw her in the trailer and she's got that smug, like, stupid smile and shit on her face, I'm just like, I know I'm gonna just not like this bullshit. Because it just seems so forced. The fact that they're trying to play up this, you guys aren't superheroes, you guys have no powers. Like, we've already seen 2 of the past movies, Unbreakable and Split, both of them respectively. We've seen these guys utilize their fucking powers. Now you're trying to tell the audience, hey, it was all in your head. Bullshit, we've seen it firsthand, lady. Like, stop trying to bullshit us around. Like, I fucking hate it when movies like this, that should be good, just by, just by proxy, like, because everything about it, from the cinematography to like some of the set pieces they have, like that fight early on is damn good, but everything is just fucking ruined by how stupid it is. Like, it's ridiculous writing, and the ending too is might just be one of the worst, most unsatisfying endings I've ever seen to a trilogy of films. It's shocking how fucking inept it is. Like, what the hell was M. Night thinking with this? Seriously, and why didn't these actors stop and be like, wait, what? Why did you do all this build-up just to kill Bruce Willis in a fucking puddle? Are you serious? And you kill all three of these guys off in the lamest fashion I've ever fucking seen in a movie in my life. Like, I've never seen a more disappointing, dismal ending to a trilogy of films. Absolutely disgraceful. This is probably M. Night Shyamalan's worst film, just for that reason. The fact that he couldn't stick the fucking landing. He dropped the ball so hard, it fell through the earth and bore open the gates of hell. This movie sucks my fucking balls. I hate this movie so much. Like, I hate this movie so much, I'm just gonna not talk about it now, because this movie sucks. And I give it, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. I think that's fair. 2 out of 10. I want to give it a fucking 1. But, like I said, the performances are good in it, and like it's got some good things about it. It's just the writing behind it, and M. Night's stupid fucking direction. I mean, what the fuck was he thinking? Moving on now, damn it. Ugh. What the hell's next? Hopefully something better. High Flying Bird. I saw this movie too. Steven Soderbergh movie. I don't think I got much to say about this one, actually. I mean, I think part of the reason why I watched it was because it has Kyle MacLachlan in it, and if you know me and my love for Twin Peaks, and congratulations to David Lynch for finally winning an Oscar. And I love Kyle MacLachlan, so I sort of just watched this movie for him. But I was pleasantly surprised by this film. I actually thought as soon as it started, because you can tell with the quality of film, like it's filmed on a iPhone. Because the quality just, in every scene, it looks off. Like, it doesn't look like a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it looks just off. Like, not good. And yet you get used to it. Like, you sort of forget that it doesn't look good after a while, I guess. But this movie's alright. I mean, it's not really memorable in my opinion. It's got a few scenes in it that are just like, this is kind of boring. And gosh, Audrey, why do you always have to be up to something whenever I'm doing something? For instance, when I'm playing a game or something, like I got a Shadow of Mordor I'm about to play on here. She always jumps in front of the TV whenever I'm playing. She always wants my attention, the beautiful cat. But back to High Flying Bird. I mean, again, like this film's fine. I think I'd give it just like I gave what was it, Pikachu? I gave that a 6 out of 10, I think. Yeah, I'd give this a 6 out of 10 as well. It's a fine movie. It's really forgettable in my opinion, though. It's got some real good performances. Andre Holland, I think is his name. He's great in the movie. Like, he's an awesome actor, and I want to see him in more things. I've seen him in like something else before, but I can't remember. I'm just gonna click on his name real quick because he's a real great actor, and he's got one of those faces. As soon as you see him, you'll probably be the same way as me. Like, oh yeah, he's from something. What that something is, I have no idea. Okay, American Horror Story, he's on that. I remember watching that for a bit. Is that the only thing I remember him being in? He was in 42. I don't know many of these movies, actually. Any TV shows that I know with him? I think American Horror Stories. Yeah, it's, what the fuck? I swear he was in more than this. Like, I haven't seen, actually. like almost any of these films except 42. Wow. Okay. Well, he's a great actor, and I want to see him in more movies. Like, apparently, I've only seen him in probably 42 and American Horror Story, so I guess that's it. That's where I remember him from. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for High Flying Bird. I mean, I usually don't like Soderbergh films. I think the only ones I liked of his were like that first Ocean's 11 movie, and there's this one that he did with Terrence Stamp. I can't remember what the Limey, I think it's called, or something like that. Yeah, the Limey. That was a pretty good film as well. Soderbergh's like hit and miss for me. Either he'll make like a movie that I just love or a movie that I just cannot stand. What else we got here? Kind of want to just plow through the rest of this now. Shazam. Okay, Shazam. Again, another movie, I think I'd give this one like a 6 out of 10 as well, right off the bat. I don't remember much about it, in all honesty. Like, I remember seeing like Red Letter Media's review, and they're praising it to high heavens, and I was so excited because they said they loved it. But I watched it, and I'm just like, it's fine. I mean, like, it's a good comic book film. It's charming, but anytime it doesn't have Zachary Levi as Shazam on the screen, I'm bored. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the kid in the film for whatever reason. I mean, he is likable. Like, obviously later on in the film when he has his whole arc about, you know, caring about his family and stuff. But I just didn't care. I mean, it's probably because I knew exactly where the hell it was going. Obviously, this kid's going to learn to appreciate his family. Obviously, this, blah, blah, blah. Same old plot conveniences and contrivances, or however it's said. And Mark Strong is kind of just like a bland, lame villain. I mean, it just makes me wish that he was cast in a better Green Lantern film so that he could have kept playing Sinestro in those films. I mean, because he was the best part of that Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern film. And this film, I mean, it's fine. Again, it's a 6 out of 10. I hardly have a thing to say about it because I can hardly remember anything about it. I just remember really liking Zachary Levi, and that's about. And I like the parents in the film too. Like the foster parents that take care of the kid. They're very sweet and charming, and the kids as well. Like the kids throughout the film, they're very sweet, and it gives you this nice wholesome feeling whenever they're sitting at the dinner table together. It's got this nice family vibe to it. I think it's even like technically a Christmas movie because I think the whole climax of the film takes place on Christmas. So if you're looking for a superhero film set during Christmas, then you got this and Batman Returns, but I wouldn't recommend Batman Returns. I think that movie's garbage. It just happens to take place on Christmas. What a shame. That movie's just vile. Yeah, I already talked about Avengers. What else have I seen? I'm just looking through this list here, and there's a lot of films that I'm shocked I haven't seen. Like, some of these films, like, for instance, this extremely wicked, shockingly evil and vile one about, was it Jeffrey Dahmer, I think, or something? Or, what the fuck is that guy's name? No, it's not Jeffrey Dahmer, it's, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy. I knew I got Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer is like a creep. Like, Ted Bundy was like the attractive one. But he has that look in his eye, you know, where it's like there's something fucked about this guy that's not good. Yeah, holy shit, we're really plowing through these now. Okay, Rocket Man. Okay, I've seen this one, Rocket Man. Again, like, I don't have much to say about this, but I think it's a damn great movie with a damn great performance in the lead from Taron Egerton. And this director, Dexter Fletcher, because I was not a fan of Bohemian Rhapsody. I think he came along and sort of tried to cobble together a decent movie out of it, and obviously it worked out. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. It won a lot of Oscars. I just didn't like it. Personally, I thought it was a really lame depiction of Freddie Mercury. I thought it was actually kind of disgraceful at certain points to his legacy, which is why I'm shocked that the band members are so forward with fucking defending the film. Like, I think one of the guitarists or the drummer, some bullshit to Queen now, like, came out and said, like, anybody that doesn't like the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, I got two things to say to you: fuck off or fuck you, or something he said on some social media bullshit. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, if somebody doesn't like this piece of garbage movie that depicts Freddie Mercury in the most pretentious light ever, like, it just makes him seem like another generic guy from one of these rock biopics. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. They get addicted to drugs, this and that, blah, blah, blah. They get better at the end, have a final great performance. Rocket Man, similar, but I like the structure to it. I like how they incorporate the music and his performance too. I mean, I just really like it. And I love the fact that they end the movie on I'm Still Standing. That song literally catapulted to become my favorite Elton John song after that ending. After I walked out of the movie, I had to go look at that music video, and like for a week or two straight I was just like on this Elton John binge. I even recently sang I'm Still Standing at a karaoke, because like I gotta go out and belt out a tune every now and then, especially after seeing a great movie like this. But yeah, a solid 8 out of 10 for Rocket Man here. I really love this film. I'm going to skip past shit like Dark Phoenix, because that film isn't even worth talking about, in my opinion. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. If I had to rate it, I think I'd give it like a 4 out of 10. Oh yeah, I've seen Escape Plan, The Extractors, surprisingly. I mean, not a very good movie at all. Like, again, I don't have much to say about that at all. Plus, I see the batteries about to die on here, so I'll give that a 4 out of 10 as well. I'll probably even a 3 out of 10. I think I liked the last fight with Stallone and the main bad guy, forgettable bad guy number 7. I still have yet to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think that'll be great. I think I'll love that. What else we got? Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Dora the Explorer and the Lost City of Gold. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Peanut Butter Falcon, that just came out on video or something, I think, so I definitely got to check that one out. Same with My Name is Dolomite with Eddie Murphy. I almost forgot about that one, but I think that's on Netflix now, I hope. I'm going to look that up after this video, because I really want to see this. Or I really want to see that film. It Chapter 2, by God, that was lame. Again, I'm not going to talk about that film much at all. What the hell will I give it? I give... I don't know, it's so fucking long, and I don't even... Yeah, you see, like, most of these films, I literally actually forget that I saw some of these films. Like, fucking It Chapter 2, and what the hell did I say earlier? I'm not going back to find out. It's too late in the process now. It Chapter 2, what the hell would I give it? Like, somewhere, I'd give it some, like, middling score, like 5 out of 10, I think. Like, it's not good. It's not good. But it's close enough to it, and I like the actors in it, and I like the guy playing Pennywise, so I think a 5 out of 10 is fair. Yeah, there it is, Dolomite. Dolomite Is My Name, that's what it's called. Okay, I thought it was My Name is Dolomite, or... Okay, so Dolomite Is My Name. Yeah, I gotta see that. Eddie Murphy. Like, that's gonna be a great movie. Shit. There's one particular... Oh, El Camino. El Camino. Okay, I have some things to say about this. This movie's fucking awesome. This movie's fucking awesome. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. If not an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's somewhere between there. Like, it's... damn good, though. Really fucking good. Of course, people can argue it's not really necessary. I get it. I agree. Sure, it's not necessary, but Like, does every fucking movie have to be necessary, you know, to be good? I mean, this was just a nice conclusion to Jesse's ending in Breaking Bad, and it was nice to. It was cathartic. I mean, it was actually really nice catching back up with the character and making sure, or hoping, like, because I don't want to spoil it, obviously. It just came out about a month or so ago, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it now. You have no excuse. It's on Netflix. It's for free. But yeah, like, Aaron Paul's performance, I mean, like, I really think, I don't think there's a chance in hell he'll get it, but I'd love to see him get nominated for Best Actor for this final performance as Jesse Pinkman, because he has to do Jesse, like, because they do flashbacks in the film, effective flashbacks, and to the point where he's always got to, like, change where he's at. Like, he's got to go back to previous seasons of Breaking Bad and be like, okay, now I'm this version of Jesse. And that, it seems like a very difficult thing to do as an actor. And I hope he at least gets a Emmy, because I'm pretty sure the Emmys will recognize this as like a television movie or something like that, they'll call it. But I think this performance and this movie overall is great enough, fantastic enough to be considered for Oscars. I mean, there are lots of shots, like, cinematography wise, that are just masterfully done. Like, there's this one overhead shot when he's searching through Todd's apartment for this money, and like, and the shot, it makes him look like a rat in a cage, and there's this whole, like, theme throughout the movie of him being a dog stuck in a cage. Like, at one point, like, he's being groomed by Todd, and he's being told, I'm gonna take better care of you, so they're treating him like a dog, or he's like this lone wolf or whatnot. And it's a really great movie, like, really symbolic, and it's yeah, phenomenal movie. Okay, and there's one more film that I want to talk about, and I didn't see it on here, actually. I didn't see it listed on here, but I'm going to talk about it anyhow. It's called The Art of Self-Defense. This is, if it wasn't for The Lighthouse, this would be my favorite movie of the year. I'm still gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10. The Art of Self-Defense. And the way I described it when I wrote about it on Facebook or what have you, like, the way I described it was a cross between something like Napoleon Dynamite, Office Space, and Fight Club, which really shocked me, because I thought this was just going to be a straight up weird dry comedy akin to Office Space or Napoleon Dynamite. And it is that for a bit, but then it gets extremely violent. Like, there are some scenes in this that are shockingly graphic. Shocking, like, how graphic this film is. Jesse Eisenberg in it, he's fantastic. I love him. This is my favorite performance by him. And I think this film is a genuine masterpiece. Like, genuine masterpiece. I was really shocked at how much I loved it. It's so weird. And as you can tell by me giving a 10 out of 10 to The Lighthouse as well, I just love weird shit. And The Art of Self-Defense is my kind of weird. It's definitely not for everybody. Like, just like The Lighthouse, I'd say, like, proceed with caution, because it starts off, you think it's going to be one way, and then it's like, it's another thing entirely, and it's really, really violent. I can't stress that enough. It's pretty shocking at certain points. It actually shocked me how violent it is. And I don't want to talk too much about the film. I mean, I think I even kind of spoiled it too much there with saying how violent it is, because I knew nothing about it when I saw it. I think I just saw the poster and maybe a short trailer clip of, like, Jesse doing his, like, his silly looking karate moves and trying to look tough. I'm like, this is gonna be a weirdo comedy, like Napoleon Dynamite or something like that, about, like, a weird guy trying to look tough or whatever with his weird dance moves and stuff. But no, it's actually, he turns into a fucking badass by the end of the movie, and And I think Fight Club is the closest comparison I can make. Like there's no like Fight Club twist where like, oh no, you like he's actually this other guy as well. You know, it's not like that, thankfully. It's not that blatant. But if you go watch the film, you give it a shot, I think you'll see what I mean by the Fight Club comparisons. Because there's a lot of I don't know, it's like almost an homage to Fight Club, you know. And when I say Office Space too, I almost forget that Fight Club had that whole scene with Edward Norton's character in the office at the beginning, and then he beats the shit out of himself with his boss, and there's similar stuff in this movie. I don't think it's as good as Fight Club. Like, I'll give it that. Like, even though both these movies are like 10 out of 10, I still give Fight Club the edge, because that film is just so unique, and Brad Pitt and Ed Norton, they're both so awesome in the movie. And The Art of Self-Defense, there's the girl in there too. I'm gonna actually look it up really quick, because this film's actually worth looking up. Art of Self-Defense. I think that's how you spell defense. It's either with an S or a C at the end. Okay, it's an S, okay. I can spell. Okay, who's in this? Is that the guy's name? Sensei? Alessandro Nivola. Holy, oh, he's got a Nivola. I hope I'm getting that right. Alessandro Nivola. I mean, the guy in this movie that plays the sensei is so fucking good. I loved this guy. Like, he's where the comedy like really starts to ring in. Like, when Jesse Eisenberg first shows up to his class and shit, and like he's doing his like practice and stuff, there are scenes that had me howling just by how this guy is talking. I don't think like this film's going to be well enough known to get any Oscar buzz going for it, but if it had any recognition, I would hope that this guy would get like a Best Supporting Actor nomination or something, because he's awesome. And him and Imogen Poots is great too. She's in the movie as Anna. Like, she's great in it. Basically, the three principal characters that appear on the poster here, they're really great. And yeah, this film's just shocked me with how good it was. Really shocked me, because I was expecting something good, I think, at best, if not great. But it ended up really surpassing my expectations, and I really, really love this movie. Alright, so anyhow, I'm going to leave it there. I can't even keep track of how many movies that was that I talked about. I'm probably missing like something here and there, like probably a documentary that I've seen or something else that's not listed on there. I swear I've at least like seen like maybe one or two more movies that aren't on there, like, but I know I've seen them, but obviously I can't quite think of what the hell it is yet. But it's not quite the end of the year yet. I just wanted to make this catch-up video and say hey to you guys, and it's good to be back making videos, and I'll try and try and make consistent content for you, but you know me, like I just do my own thing. Oh, okay, and even I just happened to read on here like a guy from Variety. This singular black comedy balances off-kilter humor with an unexpectedly thriller-esque undercurrent to the extent that audiences will find it tough to anticipate either the jokes or the dark Fight Club-like turn things eventually take, all to strikingly original effect. So yeah, the Fight Club comparison, I didn't even read that quote before then, but I just happened to see it in the corner of my eye there, like, oh, Fight Club. So yeah, definitely check out The Art of Self-Defense, definitely check out The Lighthouse. Any film with "the" in front of it should be good, right? The Omen, The Exorcist, The Dark Knight. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for sticking around with me and all my musings and ramblings and mumbling jumbo wumba. And thanks for dealing with my cat and her jumping in front of the camera constantly. And now I'm gonna play me some Shadow of Mordor. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.